Today we're going to talk about triggering drums manually, not using any of the great tools that exist to trigger drums. I like all those tools. I would say I use Trigger from Slate sometimes as one of my go-tos if I'm trying to do something quick. But if I'm really trying to get a good sound out of drum triggers, I need to do it by hand. And so I'm going to show you the technique that I use in Pro Tools. So here we've got a kick drum track. And if I zoom in, you see all the kicks. And with the tab to transient function on, so I'm going to toggle that for you. I want that highlighted blue. And my cursor in the kick drum track, we're going to go ahead, tab, Command E, tab, Command E. And this makes region lines in the kick track. And then sometimes with Pro Tools, this tab to transient function is like a little imprecise. So I'll go through and I'll magnify in just about to the sample rate and then back one usually. Turn tab to transient off. And then tab to the region definitions that I just created, just to make sure like the line's not over here and that it's like right on the transient. Once you've got that, you want to pick a trigger that you like, and you paste it kind of close. Magnify in. Let's see, what does that sound like? Pretty cool. And I'll put the hand tool in the first trigger. I hold down Control and I click it and it snaps. See, so it's right on the same region definition. Tab to transient is still off when we're doing this part of it. And so what you want to do is Command C while you're highlighting the trigger. And you can do this with multiple triggers if you want. I just have one loaded up. But Command C copies it. Then take the cursor out of there, tab to that region definition line, and then hold down Shift where that cursor is blinking and have it extend to your original kick drum track as well so that the cursor is blinking in both. And now we're going to tab to the next region definition, and if you hit paste, remember we hit Command C on the trigger. So when you hit paste, that's the only thing that pastes. So right now we're tabbing to the region definitions that we made in the kick drum track, and we're loading up triggers on top. And I'll mute the trigger for a second so you can hear the original kick drum track. Sounds like this. Solo. Right, and then solo the trigger. And then together, they sound like this. And then the whole kit sounds like this. And it's a nice, tight way of making sure that your triggers are completely matched to your original source without any guessing game and without any fluctuation. And it's just a really great, reliable sound every time. That's how I trigger drums. It is a known method, but it's not necessarily the most popular. But to me, it really sounds the best. It sounds the tightest. It also gives you flexibility for later because these cut lines are still there in your file after your initial attempt at triggering. So if you've tracked a bunch of stuff on top and you're no longer feeling the sounds and you want to make a change, it's as easy as just importing another kick drum sample and adding it in instead of this one. So great way to trigger drums, and we'll see you next tip.